All right, I'd like to call the meeting of the Kane County Forest Preserve Commission to order and ask that we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Have Commissioner Gillum lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pat, please call the roll.
Present.
Here.
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 Here. Here. Here. Here. Here. Here.
Here.
All right, the first item of business is approval of the minutes of September 9th. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes. Moved by Mrs. Allen, second by Mr. Heyman. Are there any questions on the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Minutes are approved. Public comment. There is no one signed up to speak this morning. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the bills. Moved by Mr. Heyman, second by Mr. Fraz. Any questions on the bills? Hearing none, Pat, please call the roll.
Aye. Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, the bills are approved. We have a number of bids and proposals this morning. I'll take the first three together because they relate to parking and paving projects. The first is Resolution 2328, accepting a bid for parking lot improvements at the Hampshire Forest Preserve. The second is 2329, accepting a bid for resurfacing a section of the Illinois Prairie Path in Geneva. And then the third is Resolution 2330, accepting a bid for paving the parking lot at the Fox River Bluff West Forest Preserve. Is there a motion to approve these? Moved by Mr. Donahue, second by Mr. Davis. Any discussion? Hearing none, Pat, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Resolution 2328 through 2330 are approved. The next resolution is 2331. This is accepting a bid for the roof and foundation repairs to the barn at the Bruner Family Forest Preserve. Is there a motion to approve this? Moved by Ms. Zauger, second by Ms. Gillum. This is a project we've been working on for a number of years and are needed repairs to put the structure back in, hopefully in functional use, and it's a kind of a work in progress as we continue to do the improvements at that preserve. Are there any questions? Hearing none, Pat, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Resolution 2331 is approved. Next resolution is 2332, authorizing purchase of a replacement vehicle for the Public Safety Department through the Suburban Purchasing Co-op. Is there a motion on this? Moved by Mr. Lewis, second by Mr. Fraz. This is a scheduled vehicle replacement, and it's purchased through the co-op to get the most competitive price available. If there are no questions, Pat, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Resolution 2332 is approved. Next resolution is 2333, accepting a proposal for evaluation of 10 district facilities. Is there a motion to approve this? Moved by Mr. Lewis, second by Mr. Kozarik. This is an evaluation process that we need for our long-term budgeting and capital program as it relates to a number of our facilities that we own and or license out to make sure that we have a long-term maintenance program in place and that we can either adequately budget for those improvements that would be our responsibility or work with our licensees to make sure that they honor their commitments under the license agreement for maintenance. And my expectation is when this report comes back, and then we'll, if there are action items, it'll come through planning and utilization. It was moved by Mr. Lewis. Any discussion? Hearing
I must
none.
have missed this at executive. I don't recall this at all. What does the evaluation consist of?
It was there.
Yes.
It was there? Okay.
Right.
They'll be looking
I'll
at,
withdraw my question then.
Okay. We should answer your question, though. It really is, there are commissioners that weren't able to make the meeting. So this is really just an overall evaluation of the structures and facilities to see if there's deferred maintenance that needs to be done so we can budget for it, or so that we can schedule long-term maintenance into our facilities maintenance program. And to the extent that some of the facilities are not technically in our control because they're in the control of a licensee, for example, the golf course facilities, it gives us a set of eyes and ears to work with a program with our licensees to make sure that they're planning to do the work that's necessary.
We might not like all the answers, TR, but it's better to know.
Mr. Kenyon?
Is this the first time we've done this?
yes.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
We don't have the staff to do the real work, plus do all this other stuff, and getting an outside set of eyes to identify problems. It's a great idea.
Well, and as a practical matter, with the budget constraints we have, in the past with referendum funds, we had a fairly significant maintenance and capital development fund that we could use if there was a problem that came up. But absent future referendums to help us with that, we're going to have to deal with our existing resources. And if we have a long-term plan for that, we'll be better off. All right, if there are no further questions, I'll ask Pat to call the roll.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Resolution 2333 is approved. The next resolution is 2334. It's a resolution authorizing the execution of a use agreement with the Clubs of Region 5 Association of Snowmobile Clubs. Moved by Ms. Woniecki, second by Ms. Allen. This is a continuation of agreement that we have with the snowmobile group. They help us on our trails. They're a set of eyes and ears out there, and we've had a very good relationship with our public safety department and them. Are there any questions? Mrs. Allen?
Just wanted to say this is another example. We're always hoping to engage the rest of the county and county and forest preserve business, and here's another example of people stepping up to make the organization better, make the county better.
We're hoping not to see them for at least a couple months on our trails.
Yeah. That's right.
All right, if there are no further questions, Pat, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Resolution 2334 is approved. Under land acquisition, we have two items this morning. The first is Resolution 2335. It's a resolution authorizing acceptance of land by gift from Wells Fargo Bank of property located in Aurora Township. Moved by Ms. Lesh. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Barrero. This is a parcel that was a residential parcel that had the structure previously removed from it. and it's a part of an assemblage of lots near Oakhurst Forest Preserve. We have a cooperative agreement with the City of Aurora to assemble and add additional parcels over a period of time to improve the area there and get back to the restoration in forested areas. Are there any questions? Hearing none, Pat, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Resolution 2335 is approved. The next resolution is 2336. This is a resolution authorizing the sale of Forest Preserve District property in St. Charles Township. Moved by Mr. Davist. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Lesh. This is a parcel of land that is really landlocked, and it was a parcel that was acquired many years ago at the time when the district was anticipating installing a bike trail on the west side of the Fox River. Since then, that process has been abandoned and trail routes have been mapped in different areas. A few months ago, we had two separate parcels that were further south of this that we declared to be surplus property, and we sold. And pursuant to statutory requirements, we did that through an auction process. We set a minimum bid, which was $5,000 more than what our appraised price was, and in fact, we received bids through the auction significantly greater than that. And what that allowed us to do is take the proceeds of that and allocate them back into our land acquisition funds to use for acquisition and expansion of other preserves. And so this is additional piece that's a little bit further north on the river. We would engage in the same process. The committee has authorized Jerry Hodge, our counsel, and to coordinate through the legal steps necessary to do this. And so if the commission approves this today, we would expect that the auction would move forward in short order. Are there any questions? Mr. Pollack.
Feel this is a good time to move forward in terms of where the market is, or?
Yeah, yes, I think with the prior, this is not a lot that would be bought and sold for single-family construction because it's surrounded by other existing residential lots and doesn't have road access. So the logical buyer would be the neighbors, and that's what happened in the other transaction as well. And because of our process has a minimum reserve bid, if the minimum isn't met, then we would reevaluate that and decide what to do at that point. Mr. Lewis.
Well, that land along the river, of course, has been dear to me, and I hate to see us selling this, but, you know, from all practical standpoint, it makes sense. In terms of our evaluation of it, has that occurred?
Yes, we have an evaluation performed, and we have a minimum bid number that is prepared to be advertised.
Okay, and can we state what that minimum bid number is?
Jerry, do you have that note?
Ken would know. I think it's 20-some thousand?
No, we said 15.
15, okay.
15.
So if you were interested, you could buy it at the auction and donate it back to the Forest
I agree.
District.
I could do that. Something for me to consider.
Right.
Sell it then.
When's the auction?
All right, are there any further questions? Hearing none, Pat, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Resolution 2336 is approved. Under the business section of the agenda, we have one item, Resolution 2337. This is our annual resolution accepting the 2015-2016 estimated budget for the purpose of establishing the property tax levy. Is there a motion to approve this? Moved by Mr. Vasquez. Second. Second by Ms. Auger. This levy is consistent with the last year, 2 years, where we have frozen the levy in connection with our working with the county and keeping consistent on that. And so this is the first step in establishing our budget for the next fiscal year. And as the months move forward, the Finance Committee will meet, establish the detailed budget, which we'll bring forward for consideration. Mr. Pollack.
On the levy today, we're just voting on accepting the premise of the budget, or we vote on the levy?
That's correct. This is the budget for levy purposes that's being displayed for 30 days prior. The actual tax levy will come before the commission in November.
Thank you.
Okay. I want to thank Ken for all his hard work on this and having everything in order in a timely manner. All right, if there are no further questions, I'll have Pat please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Resolution 2337 is approved. We do have executive session minutes for consideration for disclosure. Those are contained on an exhibit here that was reviewed both at the Executive Committee and a recommendation was made that we move forward with the disclosure of the minutes that are referenced on Exhibit A. By statute, we're required to do this every 6 months, I believe, and this is part of our compliance with that requirement. So I'll entertain a motion to approve disclosure of the executive session minutes that are referenced on Exhibit A in your packet. Moved by Mr. Kenyon, second by Mrs. Allen. Any discussion? Again, this was vetted by council and staff. Hearing none, Pat, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Motion carries. All right, we do not have need for executive session this morning. Are there any comments of the commissioners? Ms. Gillum?
I would just like to thank the staff. We have excellent people working for us. The I-90 tollway bridge over the Fox River is being rebuilt, and that has forced the Fox River Trail to be closed at times, and which forces the bikers to off the trail and onto Duncan Avenue, which has no shoulders. And that has created a potentially dangerous situation along that stretch of Duncan Avenue between East Dundee and Elgin. And staff has wonderfully worked with the tollway and the contractor to get a bypass underneath the bridge, safely barricaded by chain link fence and concrete barriers so that that Fox River Trail can remain open as much as possible and make the roadway safe for the riders. So I just want to commend the staff. I think it's a great example of working with other governmental agencies, and so I just want to thank you all. Good job.
Thank you, Becky, for your comments. I know that's always a challenge. We had you really don't have an appreciation for the public use of our facilities until you have to close one down for a period of time. When Stearns Road Bridge was under construction, the major north-south section of the trail there had to be closed as well. And our staff did a great job working with the entities doing the construction, and the public was patient. I think we just have to urge patience because we know road construction projects take a while, particularly bridge construction. So if there's anything that we can do as a staff or as a commission, let us know and we'll do our best to try to accommodate. All right, we do have one. Oh, Mr. Donahue.
Yeah, I'd like to just take a second to update the commission on activities at Settlers Hill cross-country track. Tomorrow at the Development Committee, we'll be considering proposals from qualified consultants to undertake an economic impact study on the proposed track facility. We received several excellent proposals from qualified bidders, and I anticipate one will be selected and recommended to the Kane County Board for consideration in November. We are not proceeding at this point with phase 2 engineering because the engineering consultants and planners provided us a scope and budget that exceeded our budget expectations for that work. So at this point, our plan is to proceed with the economic impact study component of this and continue to work with the engineers on an engineering scope that's more in line with our expectations for a budget.
Okay, are there any questions of Mike on that? Development Committee will discuss it in detail tomorrow then.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thanks for the update. All right, we do have one event coming up. Monica, do you want to address that?
Sure. We have the IAPD Best of the Best Gala next Friday, the 24th. It'll be held at Chevy Chase Country Club in Wheeling. If you'd like to attend, let us know. We've got a couple seats available, but it should be a really nice evening. We do have 2 tables, and we have Commissioners Kenyon and Davis, who will be receiving 10-year service awards. We also have the Volunteer of the Year Award for Bob Lutens, as well as the Intergovernmental Agreement Award for Schweitzer Education Environmental Center. So we'll be sending out another email today with some more details listing who's RSVP'd. So if you still want to attend, I do have a couple seats left.
I would encourage commissioners that have that are willing to attend and have a night off. It's a great event. It's good to get a sense for the value of our relationship with the IAPD. I've had the privilege of serving on that board for the past few years, and it was just down in Champaign for their annual board meeting. And you know, we've shifted our emphasis from our lobbying efforts. We had a private lobbyist that helped us coordinate things in Springfield, but we've shifted from that to relying heavily on IAPD for their lobbying efforts, and the professionalism they have and the level of detail and the relationships they have in Springfield are really pretty amazing. And it's been a major help to us maintaining our grant program, you know, with the DNR, and our relationship with the DNR has been fabulous. We, you know, every year it's hundreds of thousands of dollars in grants, and if you did a cumulative total, it's tens of millions of dollars of grant funding that's come back to assist us in acquisition and improvement of our preserves. And this event is their annual recognition event where they reward people throughout the state for, you know, stellar efforts. And there's a couple. We have a volunteer that's one of our longtime volunteers that's being recognized, and as Monica indicated, the group up at Schweitzer who's worked with us for a number of years being recognized. So it's a good chance to say thanks. So if you have a night, it's a fun event. I encourage everyone to attend. All right, if there's no further business or no further comments, I'll entertain a motion to place on file the department reports. Moved by Mr. Heyman, second by Mrs. Allen. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adjourn, Mr. Heyman, second by Mr. Kenyon. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned till November 10th. Thank you.